2 trades, 2 massive profits. How did we do that today? Well, we're going to go through it, but all we did was focus on the Qs and we traded the options. So we posted everything in the Discord before we did it. Again, always in the description if you want to join. Free, by the way. So 9:15, 15 minutes before the market opened, we said we have a range that we're looking to fill on the Qs. This is 483 to 482.18. So what we expect price to do is completely fill it. So that's firstly the fake trade plan we're going to use. Then how does this help us out? Well, we look, do we have anything in confluence with this downside move? On the futures, again, we trade 4 charts every day, or 4 main charts. We use the Qs, the NQs, the ES and SPY. So we have the ETF versions of the NASDAQ and the S&P, and we have the futures. We use these all for together. So again, we had that range to fill on QQQs, and we had yesterday's gaps over on NQs and today's gaps created. Our main focus is going to be on these downside plays because that's most likely going to be where the range is once we open. We did also post about S&P. Again, no range, so we don't really care about SPY today. And again, we just got the gaps to fill, the exact same as the NQ, so we don't really need to pay too much attention to that. We can just focus on the NQs. So yesterday's range, again, we can still use that as a target. So again, we had this range from yesterday, didn't completely fill. So again, these can still be used for downside targets. We did just post that. Again, that's not going to be the strongest part of the trade plan, but it's something we want to know. So we then 9:37 we posted first entry. This is the fib extension from the range that we created, and we had a gap fill, the upside gap fill on NQs. So we go over to the chart. Where was this? So we get our upside move. Where do we hit? We hit the fib on this candle here at 36. We hit that candle. We've also now filled the gap, the upside gap on NQ. So on the futures, there is nothing that should really be bringing it to the upside. Everything should magnet to the downside. You got that gap, that gap, that gap, and if we zoom out, you got even more gaps from yesterday all the way down here. So reasons to come down are high on the futures. Again, then over on the Qs, we expect this range to completely fill. How does that fill if we're up here? Well, we haven't filled this bottom part of the range, so if price comes up here, we want price or expect price to come all the way down there. So again, we had our reasons for entry. We had our short target, and that's going to be the 482.18 over on the Qs. First trade completed, first trade really successful. Now, where's the next trading opportunity? You see these ranges. Again, if you've been watching the channel day in, day out, we use the ranges in the exact same. Once you break out of a range, what tends to happen? You get your retest, and that can drive you to the next directional target. So, what did we post in the Discord? Because we drew out the exact plan before it happened. So range filled, done for the day on the A-star setups. Again, if you're on a smaller account or you only want the highest probability trades and a super high win rate, you'd be done for the day because this is a lower probability setup, but again, still works out a lot of the time. So you retest the fill or you retest to fill the lower gaps. Again, only risk your profits, never going to turn red on the day from this trade. And what did we draw? We've broken below the range. We want a retest of it, and then that will drive us down. What are our targets? These 2 closest gaps, because you have our moving average, 2 gaps, a lot of reasons for price to come all the way down here. So if we go back to the chart, again, we posted this at 10:15, and then I went out, we just let the orders run. I came back at 12 o'clock market time, and what had happened? We got our retest. That was the entry we called, and I got in. I let the options run, come back. What's happening to price? Full, and it sunk. Now, why is that? Again, we went through. You had your retest for entry. That whole retest. Then price comes down. You come down to the moving average on both the QQQs and the futures. And again, what was target? You had your first bounce off the first gap fill, and then again, these 2 gaps are very close together. You expect both of them to fill together. So we had that gap there, which basically predicted that low of day, or at least the low of day so far, and provided a great take profit. And then from there, again, we are done for the day. Fridays I never too keen on. Fridays we try and get in and out quite quickly. Also final Friday, so a lot of options expire. We just had the futures roll over, so again a lot of stuff is happening, so just kind of want to take your profits where you can today and not be messing about. And considering we got such good setups today, near enough to the penny on all of them, again there's no point forcing anything. We just got in and out, done for the day, but a great trading day nonetheless. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next one. And that's it. Peace.